What's up everybody? We're out in the shop and today we are working on the Wharncliffe build. It looks really cool like this because it's just fresh out of the heat treat and it's got the temper color to it, so that straw color on some of the little bits of it. That would look really cool if we just left it like that, but you don't want to do that. There's a bunch of decarb on here and some little bit of scale and stuff like that from the heat treat process. What we want to go ahead and do is get our bevels cleaned up, then we're going to use the Scotch-Brite belts and clean up the flats and everything like that and get it all ready to acid etch it and work on our finish. But the goal for today, well at least in this video, because this is probably going to be 2 days worth of video all rolled up into one. So the goal for this video is get this all cleaned up, get our maker's mark put on it, get it acid etched, and then figure out exactly what we're going to do with the finish. Now, I am going to be doing just a 36 grit on the bevels. That's it. Because the goal is, once we acid etch it and we kind of do a sand over just the tops of, I guess you could say the peaks of the grinding lines, I'm hoping to get a cool little finish. Do we know if it's going to work 100%? Nope. But we're going to try it because you got to try new things. Doing old stuff is doing old stuff. We gotta do new stuff. So we're gonna do that. Let's go ahead, let's jump into this. Let's get this thing knocked out. Alright, so I could go ahead and keep the blade just like this and it would look absolutely awesome. I mean, you can see the texture that I forged into it across there, and it would look just fine if I went ahead and put scales on it as it sits, because that already looks really cool. But you know what? We got to take it a step further. We got to go ahead and do the acid etch process that I wanted to go ahead and do and at least see how it turns out. I'm excited about this. I think it's going to look really cool. But let's go ahead, let's get a maker mark put on it, and then we're going to go ahead and do our acid etch process. So let's get back into it. Now, like I've said in a few other videos, every single one of my maker's marks that I put on these knives are all unique to each individual knife. I hand draw every single one of them. I think it makes it a little bit unique, and it's something special. Now we're just using our battery car charger etching setup. We got the positive attached to the blade, the negative attached to this Q-tip, and we have this Q-tip dipped in a vinegar and salt solution, and that's what helps create the etching process. So we've got our ferric chloride acid. Now this is 50-50 ferric chloric acid that I got from Radio Shack, which you can still purchase stuff from Radio Shack online. But this is a 50-50 mixture with ferric chloric acid with distilled water. And this I like to get to room temperature. So let's say it's 40 degrees outside or inside my shop whenever I first start this or something like that. I want to get this to at least about 75-80 degrees. So I heat this up, and then we've got a coffee mixture right here. This is some pretty strong coffee right here, some instant coffee. I'm going to go ahead and do this with the acid etch. So put it in here, and then whenever I get done doing 2 rounds of this, so I'm going to do 20 minutes first time, pull it out, clean it, 20 minutes again, pull it out, just rinse it off, and then it's going to go directly into the coffee etch. So that's what we're going to do before we end up making it nice and whatever finish we want on it. Now, you see here, we've got our maker's mark on here. Turned out really nice. But I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. And we're just going to play it by ear and try this out. So let's get started. And I just use these little twisty ties on here because they're, you know, got this little rubber surround on it, and the acid doesn't just destroy the little metal that's in there. So these are a lot easier to use than using some piece of metal or something like that. So there you go. We're gonna let this soak for about 20 minutes, take it out, clean it, soak it again, then put it in there. So once we get the blade all cleaned off from the first round of etching, it goes straight back into the acid for its second 20-minute round of acid etching. Okay, so now it's the coffee's turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of steel, and we just wrapped it in 1000 grit sandpaper, and we're just going to gently go over the bevels so that we knock all of the acid etching and coffee etch off the high points, and we leave that etch down in the low points. And the same thing for the flats. We're just taking it to where you have a silver finish on the high points and that dark finish on the low points so that everything stands out and you got a nice contrast. Alright guys, we got it knocked out, and man, it looks frickin' sweet. Check that out. So whenever the light actually catches it from this, you can actually see the, there you go, the striations right there. I think that this just turned out absolutely freaking sweet. See it real good right there. Man, that is so awesome. I'm really liking how this is turning out. I mean, we got that beautiful finish on the bevels there. And then we have this nice hammered textured finish going across the top. This is going to look absolutely sweet. But I'm interested to see what y'all think about it. I want to know. Tell me in the comment section. Plus, I've got one other thing that I want y'all to tell me about in the comment section. And that is, for one, I'm using these scales. So, of course, it's just a big block of wood right now. But we're going to be using this plus black liners plus black micarta pins so that it has a nice dark theme going with it with just a punch of color, but still a darker color. I want to know if y'all want me to run the grain this way or this way. So y'all tell me, with the vertical lines or where you can actually see all the burl. I'm interested to see what y'all think. Now guys, that's pretty much the end of this one. On the next build video for this, we are going to go ahead and we're going to make the handle scales, which means we're going to attach them to the liners. We're going to go ahead and attach the handle scales. We're going to shape the handle scales. We're going to put an edge on it. We're going to cut some stuff. Guys, thank y'all for coming by. If y'all would, give this video a thumbs up, share this video or one of my other videos, and if you haven't yet, turn on the notification bell because surely you've already subscribed. Guys, thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching the video. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe out there. I'll catch y'all next time.